All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to demystify one of the most critical and honestly, one of the most satisfying maintenance jobs for any boat owner out there, changing your lower unit oil. Now, I know it sounds technical, but stick with me. By the end of this, you'll see it's one of the best things you can do for your engine.
You know, I think every single one of us has felt this. You're looking at the back of your motor, and that whole bottom section, it just seems like a total black box, right? A mechanical mystery. Well, we're about to turn all that uncertainty into pure confidence. Let's get to it.
So, first things first, why are we even talking about this? Why is this one simple task so incredibly important? Well, it's all about protecting the very heart of your outboard's propulsion system. It's about giving yourself that peace of mind when you're way out on the water.
So what is the lower unit, really? Think of it like a gearbox. Its job is to take all that raw power from your engine and channel it down to the propeller. All of that happens with a bunch of gears and bearings working under incredible stress and heat. And the only thing protecting them is just a little bit of specialized oil.
When it comes to this job, you're basically standing at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got fresh oil, which means a longer life for your motor and trips you can count on. But on the other side, neglect. That leads to catastrophic gear case failure, some truly eye-watering repair bills, and yeah, a perfect weekend down the drain. The stakes are just so high for such a simple task.
So here it is. This is the golden rule, the number you need to burn into your brain. Pretty much every manufacturer agrees on this. Change this oil every 100 hours of use, or at the very least once a year, whichever one comes first. Simple as that.
And hey, if you live anywhere that gets a real winter, this quote is absolutely crucial. A boating instructor, Sean Milburn, points out that if any water gets into your gear case, which happens all the time, and then it freezes solid, well, that ice expands. It can literally crack the entire housing. We're not talking about a repair at that point. We're talking about a full replacement. This makes that pre-winter oil change completely non-negotiable.
All right, let's gear up. Think of this next part as our mission briefing, because getting prepared isn't just a chore, it is the first essential step to a successful operation that's going to protect your investment.
And here's the toolkit for the mission. See? There's nothing crazy here. The only thing you might not have is the lower unit oil pump, but they're cheap and absolutely key to doing the job right. The rest of this is just basic stuff you probably have in your garage already. You got this.
Okay, listen up, because this right here is probably the single most important decision you'll make. You have to use marine-specific gear oil. It's engineered to do one thing automotive oil can't: handle water. If a little water gets in, marine oil is designed to separate from it and keep protecting your gears. Automotive oil? It does the exact opposite. It mixes with the water, it emulsifies, and turns into this useless, milky sludge that actually causes corrosion. So let me be clear. Never, ever use car oil in your boat's lower unit.
Okay, you are prepped, you've got the right oil, it's time for the main event. We're going to walk through this step by step, and you are going to see just how ridiculously straightforward this really is. So here's how you drain the old stuff. First, trim your motor all the way down so it's vertical. Now, here's the secret tip that gets everyone. You have to remove the upper vent plug before you touch the lower drain plug. Why? This breaks the vacuum inside and lets all the oil flow out nice and smooth. Once that top plug is out, go ahead and remove the bottom one and just let it all drain into your pan.
Now we get to my favorite part of this whole job. As that old oil is draining out, you're not just getting rid of waste, you are getting a full-on health report for your engine. This is your chance to play detective.
And here's your detective's decoder ring. If that oil looks milky, kind of like coffee with way too much cream, that's water. It means you've probably got a bad seal somewhere, usually from some fishing line wrapped around the prop shaft. If you see shiny metal flecks in the oil, that's a bad sign. It means gears or bearings are wearing down. And if it's super dark and has a burnt smell, the oil has been overheating. If you see any of these, you need to talk to a mechanic before you go any further.
So once all the old oil is out, it's time to refill. And here's the rule: you always fill from the bottom up. Attach your pump to that lower drain hole and start pumping the fresh oil in. You just keep going until you see clean new oils start to flow out of that top vent hole. This method is brilliant because it pushes all the air out ahead of the oil so you don't get any trapped air pockets inside.
We are on the home stretch. Let's wrap this up with a few pro-level tips and tricks that'll make sure you get a perfect, leak-free result every single time. This is the stuff that makes the difference.
And first, let's just talk about the payoff here.
Doing this yourself is going to cost you, what, maybe $35 for the oil and some new gaskets? If you take it to a dealer for the same service, you're easily looking at $125, maybe more. That's a huge savings for like half an hour of your time.
All right, here are 3 final critical details. 1. Always, and I mean always, use brand new gaskets on those drain plugs. They're cheap, they're single-use, and they guarantee a perfect seal. 2. Do not go crazy tightening the plugs. It is so easy to strip the threads. Just get them snug and then maybe a little quarter turn more. That's it. And 3. Be a good citizen. Take your used oil to a local marina or an auto parts store so it can be disposed of properly.
I just love this quote because it really reframes the whole thing, doesn't it? You're not just doing a chore. You're not just ticking a box on a maintenance list. You are making a small, proactive investment that is going to pay you back over and over again in the health and reliability of your boat.
So at the end of the day, that's really the question it all boils down to. When you look at it like that little bit of time to protect that huge investment, well, the answer is pretty obvious, isn't it? It's one of the smartest things you can do as a boat owner.